Hello, and welcome to Honest Trailer Commentaries for The Witcher. I'm Spencer J. Gilbert, Joe Starr, Dan Murrell.
Hello.
Today we're going to be giving you our behind-the-scenes thought process, what we really thought about that show. No, mostly good things.
Yeah.
And if you stick around, you'll see some deleted scenes afterwards. We'll respond to questions from viewers like you, and we will tease next week's Honest Trailer. The Witcher boys, what'd y'all think?
Well, I'm not going to be like the Entertainment Weekly guy and pass final judgment after only seeing part of it. I watched the first half of it.
Oh, okay.
And provided my input and notes into the trailer. I didn't have time to finish the rest. But the first half, I will say I was, number one, very confused by the time jumping.
Yes.
Very confused by it. And number two, it's an odd show. It's an odd show. Mm-hmm. Very strange.
Okay. So odd. Well, Joe, you made up for it by
I couldn't tell
watching.
if it was in on the joke or not.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. Some tonal shifting too. Joe, you watched it multiple times.
I made up for Dan by I've watched this series through 2.5 times.
Oh wow.
Currently on watch number dos or trace. Sorry, my Spanish is rusty. I love this show. It's so weird and it rolls around in its own weirdness. It's like we say at the end where it's like, if you needed images put to these words, then this is your show. And I guess this was my show. Just feels like a big, dumb, fun, slightly darker, big budget episode of Xena, like we say.
Yeah. I mean, I was predisposed to like it. I'm a big fan of the second and third game. Haven't played the first one, and the first book. So I wasn't as confused. You know, I could tell you what a Witcher is.
First time in, I was like, I don't know what's going on. But I was still like enjoying myself.
I knew who Ciri and Yennefer and Triss and all these characters were. So, Yennefer! So, yeah, it didn't really faze me. And I love the hearkening back to, well, shows like Xena, which are hearkening back to shows like Kung Fu, which are hearkening back to Westerns, which are probably hearkening back to like cave paintings of like the badass who went to the other cave for a week and did something cool.
Specifically the timeline show.
Yeah, I was going to say, imagine all of those in one show.
Yeah. I love episodic stuff, and this does. I remember reading some interview with the showrunner. The books do have a natural ending point that they're headed towards. That they don't plan on going beyond into video game territory. So, even though it's episodic, this is heading somewhere. There are destinies to be fulfilled, as they would say on the show over and over again. Destiny. So yeah, I hope that this doesn't get the Netflix 2 seasons and out curse, which I feel like they do to save money.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
because they sign most of their talent to like a 2-season deal, and then
season 3 is when everyone starts to negotiate. And
interesting. So it's up to viewers like you to make The Witcher so popular.
2 minutes at a time.
Just watch for 30 seconds, and Netflix counts it in their annual view report. Ding. Anything else before we dive in?
I cannot underscore enough how confused I was about whether the show understands how campy it is or does not understand. It changed from scene to scene for me.
The challenge is the tonal jump that I think you're having a hard time with is pilot versus episode 2, which is like a huge Band-Aid rip, because
that's true.
The pilot is like really, it has the best sword fight, and it is really a lot more grimdark. And then episode 2 is just like, you ready for wacky? Here we go. And so I think right there, that's the biggest tonal shift. So you really have to, I don't know, just get on board with Ep 2 and kind of go, okay, here it is.
Yeah, it's like, should I laugh with it? Should I laugh at it? Is it laughing at me? I
think there's something for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the beauty of The Witcher, is whatever that needs to be for you, it provides.
And again, this is halfway through the run. Perhaps in the final 4 episodes, that question is answered for me.
Yeah, you're missing a lot of fun stuff. You're missing Boner
They do come
Weed.
together really well, actually.
Yeah, they come together well at the end, and my favorite episode is like, we're off to slay the dragon. Everyone's sorted into teams. Who doesn't want to watch that?
See, I represent, because we try to get a nice different viewpoints on the show. I represent the Netflix viewer that watches 4 episodes and is curious about what's going on. Yeah. But I'm not going to pass final judgment on the show because, again, like that Entertainment Weekly person, that's not fair.
It isn't fair.
I can only speak to how I feel so far.
In their defense, and I like the show, in their defense, if you didn't like the first 4, The second 4 aren't going to change your mind.
Sure, but as a quasi-professional critic, I would not then review the show very negatively.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
As if I could tell from the bit that I've seen what the rest of the show.
I can't tell you how many honest trailers I would have loved to just stop a third of the way through the movie and be like, I get it from here.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You gotta suffer through it.
You gotta do the work, baby.
Yeah, you do.
You get paid to watch TV. Shut up and watch The Witcher.
Shut up and watch TV. Now let's watch TV of TV and talk about the TV that we watched.
Based on the books you've been meaning to read, they got spun off into games you've been meaning to finish.
They're so
Comes
good.
a series that's meant to be the next Game of Thrones, but ended up more like the next Xena Warrior Princess. I ain't mad at it. The Witcher. Get ready for the most watched Netflix show ever, because they changed how they count the views as you
So
enter
pause. We alluded to that. The way they changed it is it used to be, was it 70% of an
70 or
episode?
80.
70% of one episode counted as a view for a TV show, and then they changed it to like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Isn't this how Facebook ruined everything?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, it is,
part
Spencer.
900. But it's when they were like, if you scroll past something, and there's enough time to blink your eye while you're scrolling past it, that's a view.
Yeah, all metrics are based on nothing.
Yeah, and then everyone pivoted to video.
Yeah. Isn't that fun?
It's a house of cards built on lies.
It is. So I'm going to save
media.
you from the comments section here, Smitty. You have a piece of headphone fuzz on your neck right there.
Oh, that's just a vampire hickey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, we need.
there we go.
it's
All
We
right.
have been waiting for a vampire cult update.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
Here it is.
Yeah,
we
more you
know.
know. Okay, let's move on.
I just could see the rest of the comments section being,
He should get that mole checked.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
as you enter a sprawling fantasy world that seems pretty complicated on the surface, but boils down to a vaguely Polish Tolkien with swears.
Did your mother a snowman?
When there's
Swears.
something strange in your bog or woods, who you gonna call? A Witcher.
You don't scare me.
That's too bad.
Highly trained mutant
But
killing
can we talk about the voice?
Pause. What's up?
The voice. His
Sure,
voice.
I love it.
His voice.
Yeah.
What's wrong with his voice?
Again, I don't know if I'm supposed. Is it mocking? Is it like a self-serious thing that's like in contrast, or is it because I feel like if I'm supposed to take that seriously, then it's ridiculous. But if it's supposed to be in contrast to everything else, then it's brilliant. I
think-
can't decide if he's brilliant. It's like Billy Zane in Titanic. I cannot decide if Henry Cavill's performance in this movie, in the show, is terrible or brilliant.
I thought that I was like, what are you doing, Cavill? Until his first well-timed F-bomb.
Yeah.
And then the first time he dropped one of those, I was like, oh, he knows exactly what he's doing. Okay.
I'm leaning toward great.
Yeah.
But again, it is one of those things that it's hard to classify, particularly as you're trying to get into the show.
Yeah.
Well, he's doing a voice pretty much based on the video game voice actor. I'm just pulling that out of my ass, but he sounds like the guy who does the voice in the games.
Okay.
But he's grimming it up even more,
Yeah.
and like even more gravel to it. It sounds like he's doing an impression of the games. So there you go. Do you like your gravelly voice?
I like his gravelly voice.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. The depths and the baritone. It's very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real throaty.
Yeah.
He learned that at Juilliard. I don't know if that's true.
You're learning at the gym. All right, let's keep
I
going.
learned that getting swole.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Highly trained mutant killing machines who every moron in the land wants to pick a fight with for some reason.
You mutant son of a bitch.
Bad idea.
Did not know you were a witcher. I've always wanted to play with one.
Why?
Ride along with the titular Witcher, Geralt, as Henry Cavill mean mugs his way through the continent, searching for the minimum number of syllables required to carry a series.
So expressive.
You must have some review for me. 3 words or less.
His destiny will be tied to Ciri, a baby Yoda with the power of Screamo.
My favorite Taking Back Sunday song right there.
Yennefer,
Power
a girl
Screamo.
who left the Hogwarts to Deep State Mage pipeline to go live by her own rules, selling boner weed. And tagging along is the foppish bard character, who everyone hates.
My name is Julian Alfred Pancras.
Aye.
Damn it, Yaskier!
Oh, please, not the loot!
With a song or two that everyone begrudgingly admits is actually pretty good.
Toss a coin to your witcher.
Huh.
So
I guess
good.
even fantasy realms have to deal with their own version of John Mayer.
Oh,
Pause.
Valley.
Pause.
There was discussion about who was the appropriate
Oh, it's John Mayer.
counterpart
Yeah,
to
it's John Mayer.
Yeah.
But it was like who fits these exact specifications?
I mean, I'm talking like early aughties John Mayer
Yeah.
when he
Oh,
was
definitely,
giving like really obnoxious interviews to anyone who would listen and,
Yes.
and dating all the pop stars and stuff like that. But then like now he's like the guitar player for the Grateful Dead and like he did
look at
Chappelle's
John
show
Mayer,
and you're
yeah.
like, oh, he's really good at guitar.
Look, everyone's got an arc.
Yeah.
He'll be jam banding soon enough.
Yeah. And some of his songs were admittedly quite catchy.
Yeah.
This show owes whoever wrote the melody. The tune's not from the game, is
I
it?
don't think so.
Okay, because this show owes that song.
Yeah.
Because
The games also have the every time an action sequence kicks in is like the I'll call it Eastern
Press
European
triangle
yodeling.
if you. Wait,
No, it's like which I think kind of rips, but it's not as good as Toss
that's a
Coin.
weirdly big aesthetic right now too, because like The Last Kingdom on Netflix uses a very similar score, and yeah, I don't know, it's big right now, man. Ha ha ha! It's just real. It's happening.
Yeah, that's how you know someone's about to mess you up in the games as the yodeling starts.
Oh yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
gotta start running.
Yeah.
But as far character-wise, this guy is based on again a game and books character named like what's his name? Not Buttercup, Dandelion. But I guess they just didn't want to
the
name.
starring cut. Okay.
They didn't want to
didn't
name
get
a guy Dandelion, I guess. So Yaskia.
That's
the
fair.
bard.
Yaskia.
Go for it. Weird change to make. But yeah, I think that the core characters are all good except Ciri may be more interesting later. Right now, she's just kind of girl lost in woods.
Yeah. Right now she's just drinking bone broth.
Yeah.
And
Forgetting, right?
and forgetting.
That's
things.
about where I jumped off.
Yeah.
She was forgetting.
Yeah.
Drink and forget.
She's getting that elf drank potion.
That's why a lot of people drink, but
Yeah.
it's a little extreme.
There you go.
That is a weird episode. That's one where I was like, we didn't need to go to that forest.
Less forest. All right, let's keep going.
I guess even fantasy realms have to deal with their own version of John Mayer.
Oh, Valley of Penis, oh God.
That sucks. Watch the action, drama, and complete lack of comedy unfold across a typical episode where Geralt comes across a problem he doesn't want to get involved in.
I want you to join
That's a great
my
episode.
team.
No,
Then Toland gets involved in it.
I'm in.
While Ciri runs through some woods boringly, Yennefer's dress comes off. Then we switch timelines, only you don't realize it since half the characters don't age, so just enjoy an awesome sword fight.
Yeah, pause. That's why the alternate timelines or multiple timelines don't work. Even for me, as someone who was primed to know what was happening,
Right.
they need to give. Say what you will about J.J. Abrams, but he gave C-3PO that red arm so that you knew some time had passed.
Yes.
Somebody needed like a scar or like
My red arm.
an outfit or a haircut or something that you could tell the difference between the timelines. Because Geralt's like 100 something, Yennefer's probably the same. Like. They don't change based on what timeline you're in.
And Little Women, even like the new version, you had characters who looked exactly the same, like they weren't aged up or aged down. But Greta Gerwig did some very subtle thing, not even very subtle. It did some each time period had a distinct look, and
They each wore those T-shirts with their age on them.
yes, with their age, but
They're wearing the New Year's Eve glasses of the year they were in.
Saoirse Ronan wore her hair differently, and the color timing was a little different. It was
Did you just call her Saroni?
Saoirse Ronan.
Oh, Saoirse Ronan. Sorry, I can't hear with these on.
I know. The coloring was more lush when you were in the past, and then it was a little bleaker, and it was just a very subtle thing to let you know. And then here, I'm just like watching, and then she's in witch school, and then she's not, and then she's working, but she's like, it's been decades. I'm like, it's been decades. I don't need things spoon fed to me, but there's also like it's difficult to catch up to that moving train.
They do have the issue of introducing a concept and then explaining it episodes later because of the timeline thing.
Yes.
And it's like,
What did I just say? There's one transition that they do really well where you go, okay, time jump, and that's when you see the city's skyline, and someone like walks by it and now it's burning, which was really effective. But also, if that had been like their go-to every time there was a timeline hop, it probably would have gotten kind of funny.
Yeah, if someone just like special editions, like you just have a CGI monster walk across the screen.
Yeah. It's like, meanwhile, in the burning city.
Or just go 60s Batman, have like a spinning Witcher face.
Coins being tossed at the screen. Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Characters don't age, so just enjoy an awesome sword fight.
Really good fight choreo.
Cool magic.
Really bad magic.
I guess.
Pause, actually. The choreographer who did the pilot fight didn't do the rest of the series. Apparently for season 2, they're coming in as the main choreographer.
Toss a coin to that guy,
cool.
Yeah. But the Game of Thrones kind of ruined us for fantasy special effects. When you see a dragon on screen in this one, and it looks
a little more. It's a little more Dragonheart,
like more PS1 or Dragonheart than Drogon or Viserion.
I am the last one.
I'm the last one.
Yeah.
I like that actually. If he had to kill Sean Connery's dragon,
that actually would have been
the final boss.
The crossover you didn't see coming.
Yes.
Toss a coin to me, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave.
Yasker, that song slaps like I do.
Where's that hunchback I've been hearing about?
She's yummy.
I thought witches only came once a day. Wait, no, that's Pierce Brosnan.
That's Pierce. Same character, different actor.
It also, look, I enjoyed the Hunchback's boobs, but like I imagine that the women or whoever's watching would have liked to see Henry Cavill's butt in the pale moonlight.
That is said every 5 minutes in our household by my wife.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like, that many tubs? Just not one cheek?
The inequality with nudity was almost offensively
surprising from
out of balance.
That was another sort of like standout thing to me because especially when you get to the end, they do some really cool character work with all the lady wizards, and there's a few great episodes where all of them have these really cool little arcs and sequences, and spoilers for The Witcher. It's very like kind of Seven Samurai-y, where it's kind of last standy, so you're going to get your shorthand, here's why you care about this person. So it's a female showrunner who has all these really cool and diverse female characters, but then like a Game of Thrones just amount of boobs. It's like it's such a weird, jarring balance to me, where it's like,
much like the rest of the show.
I mean, absolutely. Yeah. Which, I mean, then they're being consistent, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
There you go.
Most consistently inconsistent show.
Love it. All right, let's keep going.
We named the dog Gerald. Geralt.
Some cool magic sometimes, I guess. Out come Yennefer's boobs again. And at the end of the day, it turns out man was the real monster all along. It's a formula I can totally get behind. Oh, the next one's already started. So if you ever wanted a show to put images in your head that would match the phrase porcupine wedding, sexy
so glad they redesigned Sonic,
or magical hysterectomy, then you are super weird like us, and we finally have a show to enjoy together. Because if Peak TV was all about 12-hour movies you have to binge all at once to appreciate, then I welcome the return of shows that can say, tonight on Witcher, meet a bog monster who's also a beautiful lady, coming up after an all-new Buffy, only on UPN.
Pause. So, Joe, you directed John on this one. You were saying to make that more and more obnoxious.
Yes. There's a great just escalating, because it kind of just starts at like he just does the epic voice, and then he kind of just twists the epic voice up a little bit, and then we just kept
keep going.
Yeah,
dial it up.
Just kept letting the air out of the balloon until we got there.
Great.
Yeah. I miss good like TV promos. Now they're all the same. You either get none or it's like NBC's are all like depressing. It's like next week on Chicago Fire. It's like, oh geez, it's all just grim, dark marches to.
Did you think enough adopted siblings had been murdered or taken by disease on This Is Us?
Yeah,
you were wrong. Yeah. This week on This Is Us. Like, oh my god!
I've only watched The Good Doctor through the promos for The Good Doctor for other shows on ABC, and it's just progressed from like, how is this guy gonna be my doctor, to like, he must choose between these 4 women who love him. It's like, what happened on The Good Doctor?
Yeah.
Or this little boy dying of. You're like, what?
My favorite were always Mad Men, because Matthew Weiner had contempt for doing promos, but they told him that he had to. So like all of the next week on Mad Men episodes, it was all just like characters saying one word out of context. It was like Don saying yes, and Peggy being like, I'm out of here. And then, it'd be like the kid, like
Roger say, you have to make a decision.
Like, you have to make a decision. And then it cut to like, Joan being like, I don't think so. And like, that's it. It was just these random non-inconsequential lines, like one after the other. And it was just his way of telling AFC, like, I'm not going to tell you what's happening next week. But screw you. I'm making my, if you could find the Mad Men promos, they're great.
I miss movie of the day promos. When I used to tape movies from TV, like I can still tell you like where those commercial breaks and promos were. Like Jack Burton teams up with Gracie Law to defend girls with green eyes on Big Trouble in Little China on Big 58. Like I miss that stuff so much.
Nice.
Yeah.
They'll make them like they used to.
No, they don't.
But we do. Let's silently watch Starring together.
Yes.
Only on UPN. Starring Silent but Deadly, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Hey Siri.
My ballads bring all the coins to the bar.
Blood Sugar X Magic. Baths. Beheadings. Barf. Boobs. Midsummer. Whisper voices. Siri. Frodo. Talking about coin.
How much coin feel Kiki more than?
You seem to find coin pretty charming yourself.
I have enough coin to rebuild the
Everyone's
house.
always got exact change,
Your coin.
which I respect.
My coin.
My coin. Coin.
Talking about destiny.
You don't believe in destiny.
I have to find my destiny.
It's your destiny.
He is your destiny.
She's your destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny. Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny.
Destiny. Destiny can go.
It's like all of the things right here.
Yeah, go. What'd you say?
It's like all of the things. It's destiny, barfing, and the F word.
Yep.
Right in a row. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's all you need. I'll talk about the girl I knew named Destiny later. That's for a different video.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And that song you finally got out of your head. And it's back. The Hair Witch Project. Okay, you just buried a baby at low tide, barely an inch into the sand. You might as well just chuck him into the ocean if you're not going to put some elbow grease into it.
Return from whence you came.
Yeah, baby burying physics. Dan, was this your idea?
Yes.
They really are just the thinnest layer of sand over that body. That's coming right back up.
Anytime I can get Joe Bluth into a trailer, I'm very happy to.
Yeah,
Plus, that is one of my favorite Arrested Development jokes. Just the fact that Job doesn't know how anything works, and just that he doesn't return from what you like. There's so much amazing about that. So yes, that was my pitch.
There you go. Well, the perfect cherry on top of this Sunday. Let's watch the deleted scenes. What was not good enough for this Sunday?
Starring Aragorn, Sword in the Stone Face, Hot Tub Killing Machine, Looking Like a Hunt Snack, Magic the Flattering, Sandwich.
Because she's in the sand.
Jennifer.
Cersei Roman.
Is that supposed to be my
Elf
name?
Quest, Dandelion, Knob Dylan, Blood and Muck.
What's that stench? Silky more guts.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Critical Swole.
Rhymes.
Ragamuffin.
Ooh, that reminds me. I gotta change my safe word.
And I will work in a Spaceballs reference anytime I can.
Yes.
I need to change the code of my luggage. Great. All right. That was fun. Let's talk about what y'all had to say. Neo Seeker 1.
I read that as DiGiorno Seeker.
DiGiorno Seeker 1. You will find
delivery.
You will find it. Right. Honestly, I can't tell if this is awful or not. Is it worth watching? I do think you'll know within the first 3 or 4 episodes whether it's worth watching for you. Oh, you didn't?
No.
You didn't know. If
No,
Anna's
that's
watching.
what I've been saying. I'm still undecided.
Still an undecided voter.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're the Ken Bone of this table.
I am. Hello. I'd like to have a few questions for Geralt. Are you for real? And why?
Explain all this. It's a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think you'll know sooner or later. And if this didn't help make up your mind, I think you should watch it. I'll
I think
give it unequivocal. Give it a try.
It's Game of Thrones directed by Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
I would thus far I would not tell you not to watch it.
Yeah.
Unlike the guy from EW who watched less than I did.
I think we covered this. Domino Bell writing for it. Do you think there's a better way the show could have adapted the book series, or a better method of laying out a good season 1 story instead of jumping timelines constantly? I don't see the reason why they had to jump timelines. I really think they could have gotten the same thing across linearly, but I'm sure they have their reasons.
There were a couple of satisfying moments that I thought paid it off, but I do think the transitions needed to be
more clear,
stronger. Yeah.
Emily Leone writes, I love Jaskier. Who was your favorite character of the series?
Let's play a game called I'm almost through my third watch and I don't know anyone's names.
Oh, okay.
But I like Yennefer a lot, especially by the end of the series. But I also like Lady Dumbledore. That works at Illuminati Maid School.
Striss.
Yeah, the Hogwarts Academy of Illuminati, and I like her. I like girl in first episode that Witcher has to kill after having sex with. She's cool.
Who was that?
That
wasn't Triss, was it? Who he has the cool sword fight with?
Yeah. Is that Triss?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, she'll be back.
Okay, good, because I thought she was great, and I was very sad when she ate it. Probably those three. I like them a lot.
I mean, it rises or falls with Geralt for me, and I would watch him grunt his way through, driving school.
Yeah, he is bizarrely charismatic for such and that's another reason why I think Cavill's doing it on purpose. Where it's just yep.
Well, there you go. I hope we can do season 2. I hope they turn it around quickly. I don't know how long this took for them to make, but I'm ready for more Witcher, more witching stuff. And I'm ready for The Witcher 4. Come on, get on that, guys. I know you have the other big game.
Should I play the games?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's fine if you start with 3. They're all sequels to the books, so the show won't. The show won't spoil anything.
Okay, got it.
And you won't need to. It's fine. Just play the games.
Okay.
And you play the games. And you play the games. And you come back next week because we are getting so naughty. We're getting so dirty. Whoa, that was cool. We are getting real adult next week. And I think you'll know why when you see us right here. Same time, same place for Honest Trailer Commentaries. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.